Hey there, 5-minute video time, and as promised, I'm going to answer questions in the next series of videos, assuming, as long as there's a question, I'll do a video to answer it. People's questions about organic church. And so my first question that was left as a comment on the previous video was dealing with sort of a twofold problem. One, when you have sort of a leader-teacher guy who does all the teaching and speaking and doesn't allow anyone else to share, and B, a group of people in the house church who is sort of like given up on the vision of having an organic church where everybody is free to share and contribute, and they just would rather, it's easier to show up and just let this guy talk. So, first of all, I think that's really sad if that's the case. I do recognize that there are house churches and that is exactly what's going on, and I think it's very sad when, especially, a house church that, a house church should understand the vision, the idea, the New Testament model. And to me, to have seen it and to have understood it, that, the way we're supposed to gather, like 1 Corinthians 12, is Jesus is the head, and each of us is a vital, important member of the body, and we are all necessary and important, and we all bring something that matters and that contributes and that is essential for each of us to be built up into Christ, and we're excited about that. That's what it should be. And so if you started off like that, but that you've now suddenly ended up where nobody cares about that anymore and you just want to let some guy talk, that's pretty sad. And I can't do anything about that part. I can't, in other words, if people in the group have given up on the vision and just want to let some guy talk, I can't fix that, right? But if there are people in the group who do want it to change and would like it to go back to something where everybody's contributing, well, then I can deal with that. So let's try and address that. So let's say you find yourself, and that's you're in a house church group that at one point you were moving towards practicing, the whole idea of the priesthood of all believers, and everybody was contributing and bringing something to share to be a blessing to the body every week. And slowly somebody just started teaching every week, and next thing you know, that's all anybody wants to do. But you don't like that, and you've talked to some other people, and you realize, they're not okay with that either, but you don't know what to do about it. So I would say lovingly bring it up. I think it's better to bring it up in the body rather than to go privately, unless you go privately to the person who's doing all the talking and all the teaching, and just remind them, hey, we really miss the old days when we were all sharing together, or all bringing something or contributing something. Could we go back to that? So you might try that way. That's one way. The other way would be to bring it up in the group, and to say everybody, I thought our vision for house church was 1 Corinthians 12. I thought our vision for house church was that Jesus is the head, and none of us is more important than anyone else, and we all come together, and each of us has a tongue, a hymn, a word of instruction, a testimony, etc., like 1 Corinthians 14 says. Are we not doing that anymore? Could we do that again? And just see if you can get people back in the mode of, let's try this again. In other words, don't give up. Please don't give up on it. This kind of thing where everyone shares together and everyone contributes, it only works if everyone is in agreement that this is your vision and this is your goal and this is your passion and this is the way you want to be the church together. So you need an agreement on that, first of all. And you need to find out, do I have an agreement on that? And if you don't, then maybe you need to leave. I hate to say it, but I would encourage you, if you are wanting to experience that priesthood of all believers, where everyone is contributing, everyone's sharing, where Christ is the head, where no person takes that place away from Jesus, that place of leadership in the body, then and if those people you're gathering with now aren't interested in that and aren't moving towards that, then you should maybe leave and start another one. Or find other people who would say, I want that too. But that's how I would approach it if I found myself in that situation. And if you do find yourself in that situation, let me just say I'm really sorry. And I understand that for many people it's very difficult to find community, to find koinonia, to find ecclesia, the way that some of us have experienced it. But I want to tell you, don't give up. It's very possible. It can be done. I believe it's God's heart. I think if you go to the Lord and pray about it, Jesus will lead you and show you how he wants to build it and how to make it happen. But you have to keep praying. You have to keep seeking. And it may just be you and your family or you and one other person, and that's okay. As long as you're doing it and you're pursuing it, that's what matters. All right. God bless. Please keep those questions coming. If you ever have a question, another question about it, please leave it on this video or on the previous video. Ask your question, and I'll make a video and respond. All right? God bless. Bye-bye.